What we are looking at is we are looking at two forms of light through color. The one that's on the left with the background that is black is emitted light, and the one on the right hand side is reflective light. This was a big thing for me to see as a major dot connector in many ways. It gave me a greater ability to see how Westworld, aka the fallen world, aka this third dimension in the land of Nod, how it operates in projection. So what we're seeing on the left-hand side is the primary colors of that which emits light. And when these primary colors join together, they become brighter and brighter. Hence why the center is white, pure. It would be actually transparent white. It can only be shown here as white light, but this would be transparent light. This is like what we get from the sun. And this is what we make when our pillar of light, our Yed, comes online. Every one of us who are real, we emit a spark. Everyone that is living, that is emitting light, starts with a spark. That is that burning ember, and it's up to us to get our flame on so that the entire vessel is illuminated and that pillar of light comes online. The reason why we have the contrast here with the black background is because we're in the world of not, and everything is about contrast and comparison. So in this, you have this black void of nothingness. And when I'm talking about nothingness, I'm not talking about that place of creation energy that hasn't manifested. I'm literally talking about the land of naught that isn't even here, what we would call darkness. We project ourselves into it. So this is what we emit. And when those lights, the primaries, come together, you create secondary colors that are pastel. Now, these pastel colors are actually, if I were to connect them, this would be your subconscious side. Your subconscious side of your consciousness is all those pastels. Your conscious side is the red and the green and the blue, the light that you are, and then the pastels are what is enveloped. And the reason why I love this so much is that these pastels represent your inner child. And of course that makes sense. Pastels usually are given over to childlike innocence and purity, which it would be the case, right? Because the center is pure light. That is who we are. And so in our subconscious programming that is running, that we're not fully aware of until we're aware of it, this is where the child, our childlike state of purity and innocence resides. But when there's wounding, when there's things that happen in Westworld, this gets distorted. And what happens is that when it gets distorted, because it's up to us to clean it out, we project this pastel light on others when we get triggered. The reason why I say others, now let's take a look at the one on the right. This dark center is an egregore. This is something that doesn't create its own light. It cannot sustain itself in Westworld unless it takes the light from those who emit it. And those who are emitting it are the ones that are feeding those who don't emit it so they can exist in Westworld, because Westworld has to be shored up by energy somehow. So here we have this absence of light. Look what it consumes. So we project the pastels on that which does not make light, and it receives it. That's why you see these pastel colors on the outside. It takes all of those projections and puts it inward to where the primary colors are, because it's the primary colors that create the light energy that makes this place run. So a way that you can understand how Westworld works, Westworld has to create scenarios that cause pain, suffering, fear, trauma, separation, us against them, all of that lower density stuff that is not part of that which is real, in order for us to feed into it by getting triggered in order to make Westworld work. Please understand that. And this is why I spend so much time talking about sweeping out our hearts because the green ray is our heart center. This is the Shemesh. This is the servant candle. And this is what we have to sweep out so that the green ray, the green chakra, comes fully online. Because as soon as that green chakra comes online and we have the blue light from the upper part of the 3 chakras that are above, in everything, when it connects, the central pillar of light comes on. And this is what we see. Our auras change. We completely are white light. This is transparent light. This is our original template. This is Adam Kadmon. This is Adam Kadmon. Heavenly earth, because that's the only way I can say that, because in the beginning, in Genesis 1:1, it's heaven and earth. They're not connected. The Vav is there to say connect heaven and earth together, but they were divided. When we move out of the land of naught, the fallen land that we projected ourselves into, and we move into that which is, it's heavenly earth. They're joined together. All of that which is not will cease to be, because it can't be there, because everything is germinating light. Everything is emitting light. There's no taking. Taking is only in Westworld in order for this lower density to remain. It has to take. So the new density that we're moving into is only giving and receiving. There is no taking. Because there's no need to, because everything in heavenly earth gives light. It emits light. And I see this as being absolutely beautiful. So the part that I wanted to add with you guys here today to take this one step further, then we're going to go into the Song of Solomon and see where it's moving into, is that instead of getting triggered, we need to focus on being glimmered. And this is a different way for us to apply what Solomon was saying and apply what we're seeing right here. A glimmer is the opposite of a trigger. A trigger is when we're projecting all of those pain, wounds, suffering, everything from like that Akashic record that we're projecting on another other, what Westworld feeds on. A glimmer is the exact opposite. They are the small things that take up your day in your beautiful now space that are elements of joy, those things that make your heart come online, that are producing light. For example, a glimmer for me today was when I was sitting in front of my electric tea kettle and I was waiting for my hot water to be heated so I could have my first cup of coffee. That gave me a little glimmer. Or when my cat came up to snuggle. First thing, as soon as I sit down, the cat is up here. That was a glimmer. That was a little place where my heart emitted sparks. Or when I sat down and I saw some of you start entering in to this live stream and I saw your names pop up, there was a little glimmer. These are the things that when we focus on that instead of the triggers, like when you sweep out all of those things that you get triggered by. Hi, see, there's glimmers right there. That's another glimmer spot right there. Hi, see, do you see the difference when we are projecting glimmers instead of triggers? Nothing in Westworld can feed on that. Nothing. That is pure light, love, joy. And egregores need to have that exact opposite energy in order to create the light energy that they need to sustain themselves, because they're not real. So that was the part that I wanted to carry forward, is let's focus on our glimmers instead of the triggers. And if you catch yourself in a trigger, send it love and gratitude, because that is truly our superpower. Love and gratitude, love and gratitude. Nothing can stand as an egregore or that which takes in the presence of love and gratitude. Nothing. That truly is our superpower.